Hello lovelies, it's Miss Lady Lace here on my Pinup Glamour channel and Pinup Glamour podcast, and today we are going to be talking all about confidence, and I'm going to be sharing 11 tips for gaining more confidence. If you're a long-time glamorous friend, welcome back, and if you're new here, I share topics and tutorials on pinup, burlesque, and the glamorous vintage lifestyle. If these are things you love, be sure to subscribe and follow as I share new podcasts and videos every week. For our topic today, we are discussing confidence, and I'm going to be talking about this more in relation to pinup and burlesque. So we'll be talking about self-confidence, confidence on stage, and confidence in our work. To be confident in these areas, we accept our body, our skills, our work, and we have a positive view on ourselves. If you do feel confident sharing, I'd love for us to have a discussion in the comments section. How do you feel about your confidence level? Are you a super confident person? If you have any confidence tips, we'd love to hear them so we can share them with others who may be wishing to gain more confidence too. So if you're watching from YouTube, do comment these below. In pinup and burlesque, it takes a lot of confidence to get up on stage or to share our work online, to take part in photo shoots, and even just to have the confidence to live our dreams. Being a confident person, I find, takes a lot of work and time. Some people it may come more naturally than others, but for most of us we are going to need to put in the work. I often say in many of my burlesque classes that there's unfortunately no magical pill to just being confident. If I had that, I would give it away free to everyone, but unfortunately it's something that takes a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-work, and a lot of time. And even when you get to that amazing space, you can still have those bad days or receive some bad critiques or comments that will set you back, or other factors in our lives that may take away from our confidence. For me, I found that just being in pinup and burlesque has pushed me to do so many things and achieve so much confidence from my work. And without that confidence, I wouldn't be where I am today. To start your journey, it's a good idea to take a moment of self-reflection and look at yourself as a person, yourself as a pinup model, yourself as a burlesque dancer, how you view the world and your work. By doing this, you'll be able to appreciate where you are sitting in your journey, what areas need to be worked on, and I'm now going to share 11 fabulous tips with you to help you improve your confidence. Tip number 1 is to be the best you that you can be. No matter what industry you work in, or if it's more a self-reflection that you want to be a better person, always make your goal to be the best version of yourself. If you're taking part in a pinup contest, or you're taking part in a photo shoot, or you're performing on stage, if you make your goal to be the best version of yourself, you really cannot lose, and this will help you grow your confidence further by having a wonderful experience and feeling confident in what you're doing. Tip number 2 is to identify and replace. So we're going to be looking at our thought patterns. So when you look in the mirror, when you think about yourself performing, whatever it is, when it comes to your confidence in that element, you want to identify your negative attributes. So you look in the mirror and you say, I'm ugly, or I'm this, or I'm that, or you watch yourself back performing and you think, oh, I'm just not very talented. And what you want to do is replace this with positive self-talk. If every day you tell yourself you are ugly or you're untalented or whatever it is, that will become your focus. Slowly and slowly that will consume you more and more, and these negative things will be all that you see. Instead, we want to identify that thought and replace it with positive self-talk. So tell yourself that you're beautiful, you have a great set of lips, you have a very talented performance style. Whatever it is, you want to start focusing on the positive, because the more that you see those positive things, the bigger the positive things will become. It can be very difficult because as pinups and dancers, we live in a very critical world where we do get negative feedback both online, from other performers, from ourselves, and in a way this can be helpful if it's given in the right way. I'm definitely a believer in never giving anyone feedback unless they ask for it, and I definitely recommend giving people feedback if they ask for it a few days after a show or performance, as you can be very heightened after performing and maybe not receive that as well. In a lot of burlesque competitions in Perth, they won't give you your feedback straight away for this reason, and in the pinup competitions that I run myself, we also wait at least a week before giving feedback so people are in the right state of mind to receive that to help grow. In saying all of this, we are really talking about that really negative self-talk which is not beneficial to our journey, so we want to take a moment to reflect on when that happens, identify and replace with positive. I want you to look in the mirror every day and tell yourself you're beautiful. See yourself performing and know that you are talented. Really hammer that home into yourself, and one day that will become something that you believe more and more. And that in turn will help you feel more confident. Tip number 3 is to fake it till you make it. And I have discussed this a little bit, I can't remember what in relation to, but in another video I did talk about faking it till you make it. And I do think this can be an important step for many people. Some people are critical of the fake it till you make it mentality because you should just have that self-belief in yourself. But I know so many who are at the start of their journey and they're just not able to tap into that confidence yet. So you can embody the confidence of your favorite pinup. You can really believe in yourself, even if you don't. Pretend that you believe in yourself, tell yourself that you are amazing. And we're going to be using that similar mentality from tip number 2, where if we tell ourselves something regularly enough, we'll honestly start to believe it. And this will also help us gain confidence. Tip number 4 is to be in control of our reaction. In our world, there are so many things that change. Our lives can change, our bodies can change, the ability we have to dance can change, age changes things. As people, we may have babies and our bodies will change in that way. Our hormones may change, the world around us may change. And it really is just constant. For many things, we cannot control that change, but what we can control is the reaction we have to that change. We can get bitter and upset and be angry, and you can definitely feel those emotions. I'm not saying do not feel those at all, but the really important thing to take away from it is appreciating what has happened and then controlling our reaction and continuing to create amazing things. We don't want to let those changes affect us as people, as performers, as pinups, or anything else. By being in control to our reaction, we can be more confident in ourselves. Tip number 5 is to accept yourself as you are. Body confidence doesn't come from trying to achieve the perfect body in a similar way that stage confidence doesn't come from trying to achieve that perfect choreography. The really important thing we need to do is accept ourselves as we are. As we discussed with change, there are so many things that will change in our lives. There's so many things outside of our control that will make us look a certain way, perform a certain way, and the best thing we can do is accept ourselves as the talented, beautiful people that we are. We'll really want to engage that positive self-talk when we ever feel doubt about ourselves and really focus on accepting and loving the people that we are. Tip number 6 is to see the value in yourself. There is a very famous quote that says, "To wish you were someone else is to waste the person that you are." And I am such a big believer in this. I think comparison is the thief of joy. A really big part in gaining confidence is seeing that value in yourself, identifying that negative self-talk when you're comparing yourself to others, and rather than saying, oh, that person is so talented on stage, I'll never be as good as them, or that person is so beautiful on Instagram, I'll never create as beautiful pinup images as them, you can still appreciate their talent, their beauty, whatever it is that they have that you desire, but still appreciate and see the value in what you have, making yourself more confident. Tip number 7 is that a healthy body and mind are your best fashion statements. This is about keeping your mind healthy and active, your body healthy and full of nutrition. You want to drink enough water, you want to eat the foods that you love as well as the foods that your body requires. If you don't take care of yourself mentally, if you eat really poorly, if you don't drink enough water, these are all things that lead us to not feel like our best selves, and they often lead us to not feeling as confident. If we nourish our body, if we give our body the foods we love like chocolate and sweets in moderation, if we drink water, if we treat ourselves well, if we look after our mind with self-care and therapy, that is where we will really flourish and grow even more confidence. Tip number 9 is to embrace the unique. Your uniqueness is what makes you truly so special. Whether it's the way your nose looks, whether it's a quirky thing you do on stage, your comedy style of performing in a pinup parade, all these unique elements truly make you so very special and stand out from the crowd. For many of us, both as we're growing up and in our present selves, we're shown how we should look, how we should act, how our body should look, how we should perform. And there's nothing wrong with having those things, but if we don't, it doesn't diminish the beauty that we have. One of my first pinup and burlesque icons was Dita Von Teese, and I really wanted to be exactly like her, but there is just no way, no matter how much I change myself, no matter what I do, I'll never be Dita. And even if that was obtainable, if we were all like Dita Von Teese, if we all performed the same way, if we all look the same, life would be so dreadfully boring. It's your little unique quirks that make you very special, and we should embrace them and celebrate them to help us gain more confidence. Tip number 10 is to surround yourself with people who love and uplift you. I'm sure many of us have had a negative Nancy friend, someone who is always pulling us down lower, telling us we can't achieve our dreams, telling us that we're not good enough, that we're not beautiful. Whatever it is, there's someone who just thrives off tearing us down. I'm a big believer that hurt people hurt people. People who act in this way do come from a place of pain, but they're quite often people that limit our own beliefs and take away from our confidence. We want to surround ourselves with as many people who love and support us as possible. And if you have someone who is detracting from your shine, it may be worth considering, what is that relationship worth? If there's someone you don't enjoy spending time with, you can very easily limit that access that they have to you. But if they are someone that you cherish and value, it can be difficult, but I think it's worthwhile in opening up and discussing how they're making you feel. After all, if they are someone who also cherishes you and loves you, they won't want to actually be making you feel this way, and they may not be aware of what they're saying. Surrounding yourself with kind and compassionate people is very important, because it's very hard to be confident and to achieve your dreams if you have someone who's always pulling you down. And now for our final tip, and something that I utilize all the time. Tip number 11 is to step outside your comfort zone. It can be so easy to do things that we enjoy, that are within our comfort zone, that are easy for us, but it's outside our comfort zone that we achieve amazing things. Stepping outside our comfort zone is also pushing us to a new level. So if we feel comfortable doing this and we push it to the next level, we're going to gain more confidence through that experience. By stepping outside our comfort zone, we're quite often doing something that is a little bit scary, a little bit challenging for us, and that challenge is something that we can overcome to continue to grow as pinup artists, as burlesque artists, in any area of your life. It's something that will help you grow further. Always remember that amazing things are achieved outside your comfort zone, and even if you don't hit the mark you're going for, you can definitely learn so many lessons in that journey. These have been my top tips for gaining confidence for pinup and burlesque. I truly hope you've enjoyed today's video and maybe even found it a little bit helpful. If you did, be sure to give this YouTube video a like and a comment. And if you're on Spotify and you love my channel, be sure to give me a 5-star rating, as it'll help boost me for others to find my channel too. If you'd like early access to what I share and exclusive content, I do have my Glamour community on Patreon. I'd like to thank all my patrons, but especially my VIP Glamour patrons and Burlesque Glamour students. The support you give me truly helps me in creating more. To follow my daily pinup adventures, I post super regularly to Instagram and TikTok. Simply follow @MissLadyLace and be sure to drop me a message so I can follow you back too. To never miss out on an upload to my Pinup Glamour channel and Pinup Glamour podcast, be sure to follow and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Stay glamorous!